Dear students, in the previous class we discussed about the classification of matter, that is mixtures and the pure substances we are discussed in the previous class. In this class we are going to be discussing about the properties of matter and their measurement. We are going to be discussing about the properties of matter. ಅಂದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್, ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಯೂನಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್, ನಾವು ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಲರ್ಲೆಸ್ liquid means tasteless. Water is colorless, tasteless. We are going to be saying that means this color is one property, colorless. Then taste is one property. Then it's going to be, it's having different properties, means that is the properties of matter. If you are going to be taken that some oil, we are going to be say that some density of the oil is like this, means some properties we are going to be say that any substance is, if you are going to take any substance, it's having some unique properties. Therefore the properties of matter is going to be it's going to be studied in the two categories. It's going to be studied in the two categories. The one is physical properties, another one we call as chemical properties. That is the first one we are studying, that we have called as a physical properties. Second one is chemical properties. So first we are going to be discussing about the physical properties. Let's discuss the physical properties. The physical properties are those properties. Physical properties are properties. Those properties are measured. Those properties are measured or observed. Measured or observed by without changing its identity or chemical composition of the substance. That we call as a physical properties. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹಂಗೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಅದರ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿನೂ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಏನು ಅದರ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ we are observing or measuring the properties that we call as a physical properties. Physical properties andaga example for the physical properties is, that is the melting point, boiling point, density, etc. These are all we call as a physical properties. Melting point agli, boiling point agli, then some other simple properties, odor, then color. These are all comes under the physical properties. The physical properties ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಐಸ್, we need to check the melting point of the ice. At that time we know that the ice is going to be melted at 0 degree Celsius. 0 degree Celsius ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಐಸ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐಸ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ we get the melting point, but it doesn't changes the composition. It's present H2O only, means the water, that is water consisting of the hydrogen and oxygen. It is the consisting of these elements only in the same composition. Means it doesn't changes its identity also doesn't changes, means that is that therefore the melting point is example for the physical property. Physical properties are the properties those can be measured by by without altering the, that is without changing the identity or the composition of the substance, that we call as a physical properties. And then now changes madilla, just we are changed the solid to the liquid, but doesn't changes the its identity and the composition. Then therefore its melting point is physical property. Then color check madbekadre, we'll see that by observing. I said that the physical properties are either observing or measuring. Okay, that is either observing or measuring. This color, by seeing that object, we can say that this chalk is in yellow color, this chalk is in pink color. But by seeing this chalk, it doesn't change the color. Is it not? It doesn't change its properties. It's having its own properties. Means it is having in the same color only. There is no chemical composition changes. There is no, that is the composition and identity. It does not. It's having changes in their identity. It's having the same as. Therefore, it's called as the color is also a physical property. The color, by observing that, we can say that this is a particular color. The substance is in particular color. Means if you are going to be taken some other objects, if you are going to be taken the blackboard, by observing this is the black in color. We will say that black in color. Means that is the color. Means the color by we can be observed without changing the substance or identity, their identity, composition and identity. Then odor means odor is nothing but a smell. A smell, what we feel by mother is cooking some different tasty food. By just we feel that some paisa, mother is preparing the paisa, means in the smell we will be identifying that. Means it is a physical property, but doesn't changes their identity. Now smell nodi takshana paisa changes agbiಡಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಐದರ್ ಸಾಂಬಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಪಾಯಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಬ್ಬಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದರ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನಲ್ಲಾಗಲಿ ಏನು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ physical properties ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. The physical properties are those properties which can be measured or observed without changing their identity or composition of the substance. That we call as a physical properties. Example for the physical properties is melting point, boiling point, density, odor, color, etc. These are all examples for the physical properties. Like that only it comes to that next chemical properties. Chemical properties means these are the properties which can be measured by changing the chemical, that is by changing, that is measurement or observation of chemical properties. Measurement, either measurement or observation of the chemical properties require a chemical change. Then only it is possible to measure or observe the chemical properties. Example for this is acidity. Then basicity, then combustibility, etc. These are all we call as a chemical property. So many reactions we are observed that we call as a chemical properties. That is how the suppose one metal is there. Suppose if we are having the metal sodium, we know that this is familiar example. Sodium na, just a piece of sodium na water la hakita, it catches the fire. Means sodium is going to be catches the fire. Means sodium na ನಾವು ಬಾಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆರೋಸಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ, ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಚೆ ಕಡೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಮಾಯಿಸ್ಚರನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ದಿ ಫೈರ್. Means that is the reaction with the air, reaction with the oxygen. That is a chemical property. That we are observed the combustibility. That is the combustibility. Example for that. Combustibility is observed. How we are going to be observed? By reacting. The changing in the chemical change it occurs in that. Means it doesn't retains its original identity. But in the physical properties, while observing or measuring the physical properties, the substances retain its identity. But in the chemical properties, while the observing the chemical properties, it does not retain its original identity. Suppose acidity or basicity. If you are going to be given some vinegar, either this acidic or basic, how we came to know? By dipping the litmus paper. Blue litmus turns into red. At that time it is a acidic in nature. Means by doing some reactions we can say that it is a particular chemical property. That is example for this is acidic in nature. Means it is going to be changes occurs. That means chemical changes occurs in the substance. The chemical changes occurs in the substance that we call as a chemical properties. This is about the properties of the matter. These properties are, we are going to be the measuring of the matter. Measurement of the matter be done in the two systems. That is, one is English system, another one is that we call as a, that is a metric system. The measurement of physical the properties of matter, that is going to be in the two systems. Earlier it is going to be two systems is going to be measuring these properties of matter. That is, one is English system, another one is metric system. These systems are used earlier time. Most of them is going to be following the metric system. After that, in the year 1960, in the year 1960, that is going to be some of the scientists, that is need to be some common system which is used for the measurement of the properties of the matter. Means some measurements is required, some common measurement. That's why it comes that is an international system of units, that we call as the international system of units, that we call as a international system of units. International system of units. This is going to be established in the year 1960. In this 1960, they are going, this we call as a SI units. We call as a SI units. International system of units. That's why only write the SI unit of volume. What is the SI unit of mass? They are going to be asked like this in the examination. In the previous earlier studies, what you are studied. Means high school ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಸ್ ಐ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನು, ಎನರ್ಜಿಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಐ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನು, ಮತ್ತು ಪವರ್ಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಐ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನು, ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಸ್ ಐ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್. ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡೈಸ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್. In this some 7 basic that is quantities they are going to be taken first. 7 basic quantities are the fundamental quantities and units. That is 7 fundamental or basic quantities. First we are going to take on the fundamental quantities and units. In that first 7 quantities, the first one is mass. First one is mass. This mass is going to be measured in the kilograms. The mass is going to be measured in kilograms. That is going to be, unit is used kg. The unit is used is kg. Like this only 7 basic units which are that is one is length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance, and the luminous intensity. These are the 7 fundamental quantities. That is length. Second one is length. Then time. Then that is length, mass, time, that is temperature, then amount of electric current, amount of substance, that is time, then temperature, then electric current, then sixth one is, that is amount of substance, that is seventh one is, that is amount of substance, seventh one is, that is luminous intensity. Thus length is going to be measured in the meter, that we are going to represent by using the m. That is this about the length meter, that is we are going to measure by using the m. The time, seconds, that we are going to be, the unit for the time is second. Yes. Temperature, Kelvin. This the unit of temperature is Kelvin, that is K. Electric current, ampere, that we are going to be taken the unit capital A. The amount of substance, that is mole, that we are going to be unit of that amount of substance is mole. Then luminous intensity, that is candela, that we are going to be the unit of that is C. This is about the 7 basic quantities or fundamental quantities. The other other quantities like that is density, volume, these are all derived from these basic quantities. Suppose if you are going to be taken the another quantity, that is the density. If you are going to be taken the density, what is meant by density? Already you people are be studied in the lower classes. Density andre ಏನು? Density is nothing but mass, that is mass per unit volume, that we call as a density. The mass per, the formula we can be written as mass by volume. The mass by volume. Yeah. Volume. First, before going to that, volume is nothing but it is a measurement of length. That is in the that's only it's derived from the length, that we are going to be taken the meter cube. Therefore, now the SI unit of mass divided by SI unit of volume. Then the SI unit of mass is, that is the mass is kg, that we are going to be taken as kg divided by SI unit of volume is meter cube. Therefore, the SI unit of density is kg per meter cube. Kg per meter cube. Therefore, this we call as a derived quantity. That is, we call as a derived quantity. Then the remaining all the quantities except these 7, that is the mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, and the amount of substance and luminous intensity. Except these 7 fundamental quantities, other quantities are going to be derived from these 7 quantities only. Then there is the volume. We are going to take it as a meter cube. Means this is derived from the length, this unit. Therefore, this about the fundamental quantities and their units and derived units and other quantities we call as the derived quantities. This about the today's